What is up, guys? Welcome to my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 4, Episode 14, titled Subject 9. This episode actually isn't airing till February 27th, which means the show is on break for 2 weeks. These shows take so many breaks I don't know why. There must be some reason that it's on break for 2 more weeks, but it is on break, so this episode is not coming out till February 27th, so keep that in mind. Also, since it's not coming out till February 27th, there aren't actually promotional photos for the episode yet, which really annoys me. Like, I don't understand why they just don't release promotional photos but the trailer at the same time every week. But whatever, I'm just going to try to do this breakdown without the promotional photos, because usually these trailer breakdowns are more like trailer slash synopsis slash promotional photos breakdown. But I guess I'll just have to stick to synopsis and trailer. But with that in mind, let's get into the breakdown. But before the breakdown, let's watch the trailer.
Someone very smart and very dangerous is coming after you.
Now, why in the name of God would anybody be coming after me?
Because you have powers.
I guess now we know what her power is! What?
I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but I think you just made me like country music.
The Flash, only Tuesday, February 27th on the CW.
Before I break down the synopsis, I have to point out that this is the first episode since episode 10 that we're seeing the Flash here. Like, here you see him in his costume. We haven't seen that since episode 10 of this season. And the last time we actually saw him before that was on Arrow in the last episode. We didn't see him, we didn't see the actor at all. We just saw Lightning. He was there. But this is the first episode in 4 weeks that we're seeing the Flash on the Flash. Now, that's not a complaint or anything, because there was this small storyline of him being in jail, which actually was a pretty good storyline. But the fact that we didn't see the Flash for 4 episodes it's a little weird. Again, this isn't a complaint at all. It's just me pointing out the fact that we are seeing the Flash for the first time in about a month. But like I said, this is a trailer breakdown and a synopsis breakdown. It's not a promotional photo breakdown because there aren't any at this point. But the synopsis reads: Barry meets a powerful woman whose abilities can help him in his battle with DeVoe. Meanwhile, after learning that DeVoe is targeting everyone who was on the bus, Ralph decides he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. His only concern is staying alive. Harry offers to help Joe. So the powerful woman that they're talking about is Subject 9. That's the title of the episode. That's not going to be her name, probably. It's not going to be her alias, her probably villain name, because these characters are all villains except for the elongated man at this point. But her name, but it is Subject 9. I don't know who she is from the comics. There is no character from the comics named Subject 9, and there's no character from the comics who has that ability as far as I know. The only thing I remember close to what she can do is there was this character on Justice League for 1 episode. He was from a different Earth, or a fake Earth actually, so that he could like shoot blasts of physical music. It's not the same thing, because she makes explosions by pulling a string on her violin, something similar to that guy was able to do. But there's no one in the comics that I'm aware of that can do that. So at this point, we don't know her name, we don't know who she is. The only thing we know about her is 3 things. She's a bus meta, and also she's the 9th bus meta that we know. That's grouped together in one thing. She's a musician and a country one, and she could make explosions by pulling a string on her violin. This character actually might be a gender-bent fiddler. That's the character I was talking about from the Justice League show. He was called Music Master on the show, but according to the DC Wiki, he is a version of the fiddler. In the comics, the fiddler is a character who has a violin. He uses it and it does something. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking at his power set right now. It doesn't actually, I'm not sure what it does, but it does something, and he uses a violin, so it's clear that it's probably the same character. It's probably a gender bent the fiddler. Like, I don't see a point in ever gender bending a character, but I don't really care, because I've actually, like, the fiddler is not really a character I've ever cared about, but so that doesn't really matter to me. But that is a probability about who this character is. It's a gender bent the fiddler, because in the comics, a character from the DC comics who uses a violin as a weapon is so specific that it's gotta be the same person, but just a gender bent version. One question I have about this character is what will happen to her after this episode, because you can see from the trailer that she's not a bad person. She's not a bad guy at all, so she's not going to go to jail, and she's not going to join Team Flash either, because she is not a recurring character. She's just a guest star, or she's only in one episode at this moment. She doesn't die this episode. She might come back for 1 or 2 more episodes just to further the bus meta thing. DeVoe might take her powers to something, which is probably what I'm guessing will happen in this episode, where she dies at the end. DeVoe either just takes her powers or might even take her body, which will get a little annoying. Him just changing bodies every episode. The next time he should change bodies is changing back to himself with Ralph's powers, because I don't know if they actually die when DeVoe takes their powers. I don't think they do. It doesn't clarify whether or not those villains that he took the powers from last episode died or not. So if he does get Ralph's powers, he could just turn back into himself, and I think that's the last time he should change bodies. So what will happen to the fiddler or whatever she is? I'm guessing she might die from another way or something like that, or she just leaves the city or anything, because she's not joining Team Flash. She's not going to jail because she's not a bad person, and she isn't going. That's it. Either go to jail, join Team Flash, or die, and die is the only option here. Or maybe DeVoe's going to take up her body, which again will be really annoying. And then the synopsis says that Ralph decides he doesn't want to be a hero anymore. So I'm actually, even though I really like Ralph, and I like his character a lot, I think he's a great actor also, I think I'm getting a little sick of him continuously doubting himself. Like, you have in episode 4, he was doubting himself. In episode 11, 11, the episode where he became the elongated man, he was doubting himself. The previous episode, he was doubting himself, and here it says he's doubting himself again. Now, it does make sense that he wants to just stay alive, but I am getting a little sick of him continuously doubting himself, and he's never able to just to deal with stuff. It is getting annoying. Again, I really like his character. I like him in general. I think he's a great actor. I mean, the actor, not the character. But I am getting really annoyed with him continuously and nonstop. And at this point, it's 2 episodes in a row. Like, if they did it every couple episodes, that would be fine. That would be more fine. But they're doing it 2 episodes in a row, which is a little bit annoying. I'm not saying that it's for a bad reason in this particular episode. I think it's actually a pretty good reason according to the synopsis, because in the previous episode we learned that DeVoe is going after the bus meadows, which means he is going after Ralph, which I think the reason he wants Ralph's powers is so that he can have the shape-shifting ability to look like himself again. That's a good theory in my opinion, because he's so powerful, he doesn't really need elasticity. So the reason he probably made Ralph, gave him those powers, is because he wants to shapeshift back to himself, meaning looking like the actor Neil Sandilands. And again, this isn't him being concerned, him being not wanting to be a hero anymore, and his only concern is staying alive, isn't misplaced or anything. But to do it 2 episodes in a row is really like reusing storylines. They didn't need to do it in the last episode. I think it would be better if they just did it in this episode and not in the previous episode. The previous episode didn't really need it. I didn't think it was done particularly well at all. So they could have just placed it in this episode. So it's not exactly a complaint on this episode. It's a complaint on the writers reusing storylines of Ralph continuously doubting himself. Again, it's definitely not misplaced in this episode. I would definitely feel the same way in this episode, in this situation, with Ralph feeling like DeVoe's out to get him. It makes sense. But to do it 2 episodes in a row, it's just no. And the synopsis ends stating that Harry offers to help Joe. The only thing I could think of to what this means is that Harry offers to help Joe with Cecile's new abilities. We hear like 2 episodes ago when Cecile got the abilities, Harry said that it didn't really matter because the main thing that they needed to focus on was getting Barry out of prison. But now with Barry out of prison, Harry can focus on this, and Harry offers to help Joe try to figure out either why Cecile has these abilities or how to get rid of them, or maybe probably even both. And that's like the only thing I could think of to what Harry offers to help Joe with, because in the previous episodes there's nothing that Joe was struggling with other than Cecile having powers. So this is the only thing I could think of, and it's honestly probably what they're talking about here. Harry offers to help Joe with Cecile's powers. So that's it from the breakdown. Let me know what you thought about the trailer and the synopsis in the comments down below. Let me know if you're excited for this episode in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Thanks for watching.